Right, guys, and just as a disclaimer, I am not meaning to align this with historically accurate, legends or written records or anything like that. I'm just taking pieces from here and there and just trying to put together a puzzle the way I see it from, various sources of information, including things that I'm, making up, and to just trying to depict what fits to me, what I am seeing here, okay? So it by no means is truth, okay, necessarily. Just like all the dates that were wrong. Chances are I'm likely wrong about this as well. And I actually have dates I'm going to talk about too that I'm going to be wrong about, and I've already admitted in advance. But that's not a very encouraging way to start a video, guys. Let's be a little bit more encouraging than that. We have Lilith here, and I incorrectly told you guys that Lilith is in two places here, that she is sitting here in the classroom, that she is the Black Madonna. Wrong. That's Isis. That's Isis, and Obama is Osiris. Now, for years, I thought Obama was what so many people have been relating to this cartoon, Obama being the quote unquote Antichrist that will birth, that will resurrect during the crossing, that will be the sort of birth. I don't think so. I think he's a representation of Osiris. I don't know if he's a reincarnation or if it's something that's ethereal in nature or energetic, or he simply is like an allegory for him. But he is offering Lilith the apple, and I talked about the apple yesterday I talked about the apple being the gateway back to the Garden of Eden, and Lilith being trapped. I don't know if she created this magic circle around herself, or if she was trapped inside it by other deities. Whatever the case may be, she is in a state of total hypnosis. And it's really evident here. And just like the goat in the beginning, him too. Well, the goat are, okay, there's sheeps and there's goats. Sheeps are religious. Sheeps and lambs are followers of religion, staunch followers of religion. And goats are just the regular masses. Just the general public, the secular public, so to speak. So that's how you differentiate between the sheep and goats. Just to throw that out there. This is not simply just a representation of the Garden of Eden and the forbidden fruit. That is the fertilized egg that contains Horus. Right. So Obama being Osiris and Isis, they give birth to Horus. So what did Lilith do this whole time? She's been accumulating sacrifices. I don't know, presumably for years. Let's just assume this is from 2017 and to things that haven't yet happened yet, 2024. I don't know, let's just say this U is Ukraine. It doesn't matter. Or, this is some kind of school event, and these happen on specific moons. And she's accumulated all these sacrifices. And it's not enough. It's not enough because she's running out of energy. And I'm going to show you what I mean by running out of energy when they show a secondary depiction of her over here. This is how she presents herself as this young, on the border of, being fertile. and providing children for, sacrificial purposes. That's how she presents herself in the magic circle. I know this is sick and twisted. I'm sorry. I just had to say it though. But this is what her actual appearance is. She is lying to you. This is her true form in the very fertile, by the way, lighthouse. That's Lilith too. She's old, she's decrepit. She is no longer fertile. Didn't you see that? It literally shows that she's no longer fertile. You see how the blood stain sort of dissipates right there? We got stuck there. Oh well, that's a really creepy shot right there. Well, now that we're stuck. Alright, so what is this? Let's just go back for now that my computer's going crazy. So Osiris is offering her, kind of like the story of Abraham and Isaac, his son, to what he perceives as a goddess for the ultimate sacrifice, Horus, so that basically we would not have to have a reset to return to the Garden of Eden, because Horus would reset the world and return us to the garden, the new earth, quote unquote. But if she consumes the sacrifice, if she consumes the fertilized egg, eats it, then Horus would no longer be, and the world would continue on. But since he is going to birth, since she rejects the apple, Horus will birth, and Osiris gets nervous. And this is a volcano, by the way. All the people have been talking about all these years about this being a volcano. I think that's correct, because it's going to start off with volcanoes. And this time, they're never going to stop erupting. They're going to erupt for months and months and months and months and months until entire new land masses and massive islands begin to form. And just to throw this out there real quick, here's a potential date. Like, this is meaningless, but I didn't notice it before, so I might as well say it. So 2023 and 2024 are definitely time frames I've been looking at for years too. Now this apple splits in two, and there's 3 seeds, and then there's a C and a 7 from Obama's perspective. So the apple splitting in two, that's like a 2, then 3 seeds is a 3, and then the C is a 3 and the 7. So it's like 23 July 3rd. And there is a full moon on July 3rd, 2023. But more than that, this is Horus, guys, or this is the birth. This is the fertilized egg. You see how they're fusing together to form new life? That's the fertilized egg. And it's the same lotus that comes out at the very end. All these lotuses come out. Wait, come on, lotuses. Am I getting too ahead of myself? Sorry. They're gonna show up in just a minute here. But uh-oh, frozen time. Oh no. There we go. Well, you just saw that lotus. They go by really quick. Lotuses. Because that's the same egg. The apple is the egg. that Osiris is trying to offer to Lilith. So note Lilith is above Osiris. Okay, she is the queen here. She is the ruler. And he's the king. So he's stepping on a crowned coin because he is the king offering up his own son. But she rejects the offering, rejects it. No, that's not for me. Like it says in the Heliofont website, it's not for me. I'm not taking your seed. I'm not taking your egg. Returns it to the king Osiris, where it inevitably opens up and births as Horus and the New Age. And the reset begins. And she will receive her ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice that she desires now. Now keep in mind, the first 9-1-1 event was a ceremony depicting the insemination of, or the procreation that happened between Isis and Osiris, which will eventually birth Horus. The planes hitting the towers are akin to semen hitting the wall of an egg or DNA strands. And that was the insemination ceremony. The 9-1-1 part 2 is the birthing ceremony. Or let's just say it's the birthing, the death, and then the rebirth ceremony, because Lilith is going to betray Osiris again she allowed Horus to birth and reset the new age, right? She's allowing it. But she is so bloodthirsty that she's going to kill Horus right here too. Even though this kid's name is Ali officially or whatever, I personally believe this is ISIS, which is why that terrorist group in Syria was named that during Obama's presidency, nonetheless. But Lilith is she's gonna kill Horus when he births as well. But he's going to resurrect during the crossing. During the crossing, he will resurrect. Let's go here for a second. This is probably if there is a date to watch, it would definitely be April 8th, 2024. If there is something to watch, it's definitely The Crossing. Okay, like that has to be something. I refuse to believe that's meaningless, sorry. So he'll resurrect. He'll come back to life. And Lilith will be destroyed herself in a tsunami. She is no longer fertile. The earth she is on can no longer produce the sacrifices she requires to sustain her inept psychosis, so to speak. The earth is dying along with her, and they can no longer provide what she needs to sustain herself. Even, you could see right here that it's a insemination ceremony, the first event. And there's another depiction of it right here, where the first event, right there, was the first 9-1-1, was an insemination ceremony. They're literally impregnating the earth to birth out of the earth the sun god Heliofont. I mean, it's allegorical. I don't know, maybe it's literal. I don't know. But that's what I see when I see these. Okay, guys. And she gets washed away by a tsunami. And this is a bunch of events. So, with the jabs, the COVID was in here, all kinds of stuff were in here that already come to pass. I'm going to talk about the New York tsunami in another video. Um, but yeah, there it is right there. You know what about this green-skinned fella, by the way? What's interesting about this green-skinned reptilian dude? Um, there he is that Osiris, I didn't even know this. You see the jabs and stuff right there. Osiris, I have it here somewhere, was depicted with green skin. Apparently that was pretty common. And, just to get it out of the way, Isis, ancient Egyptian goddess of fertility, was known as the goddess of motherhood, magic, death, healing, and rebirth. So that's why she's responsible for birthing the little sun prince, right? And here's the first ceremony, the first ritual. That's I know it's sick to say that, guys. Don't get me, like, I know that's really twisted to say that such a horrific event is some kind of twisted, sick, like sexualized ritual, but a lot of these rituals are, and they're really corrupted in that regard. So, just my opinion, though. I don't know. So, before it goes kind of getting to be long, I'm gonna have to split this up into other videos. Just speculating on one date that will definitely be wrong. Okay, for sure, totally wrong. But I'm gonna talk about it anyway, real quick. That's the only possibility I see for this year is a July 13th. July 13th, 2022. The super moon, biggest moon of the year, in fact. And it's multi-layered. This cartoon has multiple meanings. So this could be, the 12 figures can mean so many different things, but they could also mean days. Like this could be a month. And she's the 13th day, right? So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. She's 13. And she's the 13th moon because she is the moon. She's Lilith, the moon. And I always thought she was eclipsed. I mean, not really, though. Like, maybe barely there's a shadow there. Because we have multiple events here. Okay, there'll be one on a lunar eclipse, there will be one on a solar eclipse, there will be one on a regular full moon. And I guess there is sort of a shadow on her. I guess you could say it is an eclipse. A lot of people thought this was July 5th, 2020 because there was a blood moon eclipse. And you have, the buck moon. So this is a buck right here. The July full moon's a buck moon. But I actually think it's really hard to say if she is necessarily eclipsed or if she's just a full moon. But she does have a shadow on her head. So I don't know, guys. If it isn't, she could be depicting the super moon. She's the 13th moon of the buck month, July. I wouldn't put too much stock into it. But yeah, the whole point of this particular video, guys, is that she refuses the Garden of Eden, and she refuses the sacrifice of Osiris to take Horus, to consume him. She's not going to do it. She rejects both, and Horus will reset everything and start the Garden of Eden without her again while she is in her psychosis or whatever the case may be. Alright. Alright, guys. I think that will do it